Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. It is Friday morning. It's just before 7 a.m. and it's still kind of dark out here. We've been noticing that the days are getting shorter. My favorite spot, you can see the sun's starting to rise over there. I just wanted to film today a busy daily vlog video. I've been kind of mopey the past couple of days. I've cried until I can't cry no more because of the passing of our bird, Manna. If you missed the video, that was a raw video that I posted just a couple of hours after she passed, and we were just heartbroken. We still are. We're just trying to busy ourselves, so that we can get things off our mind. And on that note, I just want to say that I appreciate every single comment. It's just overwhelming. I haven't been able to read through them all. Emails, just messages from you all, just that you're praying and that you're sorry. And I appreciate that so much. We've really felt your prayers over the past couple of days. I haven't been able to read through every comment yet because I just start crying. So I'll eventually get to them all. But I want to thank you all for just letting us know that you care. Manna will be missed. We have a huge hole in our heart right now, in our house right now. It's so quiet. She was always making some kind of little scratchy noise or eating or chirping or, just those kind of things that we've become accustomed to. And it's so quiet. And I think the dog and the cat are looking for her too. So things happen in life and we just have to keep moving on, So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Today I'm going to be filming my meals, my activity, anything that goes on throughout the day. I'm going to be showing you 3 different breads throughout the day that I use as an alternative to bready foods. I guess that's how you say it. I have one for breakfast, and then midday I'm going to be making something because I am out of them. And then dinner, I'm also going to be making another type of bread. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be throughout the day today. So I'm going to walk and pray and do a little bit of Bible reading. We have a challenge going over in my private community, which is linked down below. If you want to go check it out, I have a 7-day free trial. One of the parts of the challenge is to every day make sure that we make time for prayer and Bible reading. It's very important. It's one of the most important parts of wellness, in my opinion. We're doing a wellness challenge, and wellness is not just food and exercise. There's many components to wellness, and I believe that spending time with God, talking with God, reading the Bible, listening to worship, having some prayer time has wonderful benefits for wellness, all right? Give it a try if you haven't done it. It really does make a big difference in your day and in your life. I have been walking and praying, and then I've also been listening to my Bible app. I use YouVersion. You can friend me over there if you want. If you are on YouVersion and you want to friend me, you can have friends on YouVersion, which is really cool. You can share Bible scriptures that you read. You can share your devotionals that you're doing and all of that. Or you can just be private. It doesn't matter. While I've been walking, I've been listening to the Bible, which is an option on there, which is really cool. You can go to a Bible verse and you can play it, which is really cool. If you're walking or driving in the car or cleaning house or something like that, you can listen to Bible scripture. There's something about sitting and reading it for yourself because you can highlight things and you can write notes and, you can really be a little more interactive. But if you have a busy day, you can play that word and it will go into your ears and it will go into your spirit, all right? And that's one of the things I like to do when I'm walking since I've been doing this challenge. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back. All right, I am back from my walk and I'm sitting here enjoying my second cup of coffee for the day. I use half and half in my coffee. I've been using half and half in my coffee recently only because I've been watching my fat and calorie intake, And so I have switched from heavy cream to half and half. Not that I'm enjoying half and half more than heavy cream. I definitely enjoy heavy cream more. And if I do want to treat myself, I will have a little splash of heavy cream once in a while. It's not like I'm not having it at all, but I just want to watch my calorie intake and my fat intake right now. I also have some Further Food unflavored collagen peptide. You can see it sitting back there on my coffee bar. Adding collagen to your coffee is a great way to get some extra collagen if you're looking for that kind of thing. And so I have that in here as well. I am getting ready to go into the kitchen and make my first bread alternative recipe for breakfast. And I'm going to show you. I've shown it before on here, so it's not like it's a big surprise if you have been following me, but I want to show it again because it's very good. And some people haven't seen it yet. On my way to the kitchen, I made a little detour over to the coffee bar. I stopped here to mix up my electrolytes. I've been adding electrolytes to my water now for a few years. When you eat a low carb diet, your body sheds water more so than when you eat a higher carb diet. I'm using Element for a few years now to replace my electrolytes. Element has a science-backed ratio of sodium, magnesium, and potassium. It's a perfect blend for when you need to replace your electrolytes. In case you haven't heard the good news, the lemonade, which was supposed to be just a summer seasonal flavor, is here to stay. It is delicious. Me and my husband both love the lemonade. I think it's one of our favorites. I'm gonna mix this up in my water. Right now, Element has an offer for my viewers. If you go to the link that is right here on the screen at drinkelement.com/low-carb revelation. The clickable link is down below this video at the top of the description box. You can click on it, go over to Element's website, make a purchase of anything on Element's website, and Element will send you a free sample pack with different flavors in it so you can sample them or you can gift it to a friend. So I'm gonna get in the kitchen now and show you my first meal of the day. Thank you, Element, for sponsoring this video. So I wanna have a breakfast wrap today for my first meal. I'm gonna be making a flatbread made out of cottage cheese and egg and some seasonings, and it's very, very easy to do. I'm gonna be making two, so I'm doubling the recipe. I have I think this is a quarter sheet, baking sheet, but I might be wrong on that. I'm not a baker, so it's a smaller size baking sheet. And I have some parchment paper that I'm gonna lay on top here. You crumble up your parchment and then you lay it down in your pan. It tends to lay a little flatter. All right, so I have two of those ready to go. In my blender, I'm gonna be putting 1 cup of cottage cheese, 2 eggs, by the way, I'm using low-fat Daisy cottage cheese. When you're buying cottage cheese, you want to read the ingredients and make sure that it is just basic ingredients. You don't want a bunch of additives and chemicals. Some cottage cheese have ingredients lists this long. So Daisy cottage cheese is clean. I'm also using lower fat just because, again, I'm watching my fat and calorie intake. I am going to be putting some Italian seasoning, just a little sprinkle of Italian seasoning in there. I think that it gives it a nice fresh flavor, and then just a little pinch of salt. All right. So I'm going to pour half of this onto one baking sheet and then the other half on the other baking sheet. So you're just going to spread this out nice and thin. I like to take it and tap it on the counter so that it makes it nice and even. I have my oven preheating right now to 350 degrees. I'm going to stick these in the oven and bake them until they are nice and golden brown. Usually takes about 25 minutes or so in my oven. Every oven's different. Yours might be a little different than mine. You just want to keep an eye on them after, say, 20 minutes and make sure that they're not going to burn. So I'll be back. All right, I just pulled these out of the oven. I'm going to let them cool off. We're going to have breakfast wraps for breakfast. I have some bacon here. This is bacon ends and pieces that we get at a local store. Really good. Ed's about to scramble up some eggs here. We're gonna do 2 eggs each and some butter. All right, so I have my wrap here. You can see that. Cooks up real nice. So I spread some guacamole on here, just a thin layer, some little tomato slices, and some bacon. Waiting for the scrambled eggs. And I'll be back. Get my eggs on top. I'm gonna roll this up.
Wow, it's a breakfast burrito.
Cut them in half. There it is. You want to cut it in half?
Yeah.
Be easier.
That's delicious.
It really is. So good.
It tastes very fresh.
Yours is full. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
The Italian seasoning in there, do you taste it? Kind of gives it like a little freshness.
Very good.
Got a couple bacon pieces on this
It tastes
side.
like restaurant, like something you get out of a
Like a
breakfast burrito.
Yeah, like a little gourmet wrap. All right, be back.
Awesome.
Now I'm going to show you a second bread alternative, and that is chaffles. I have a recipe for savory chaffle. I'm going to show you how to make that. You can use a chaffle for hamburger buns, sandwich buns. You can toast them in the toaster, have them alongside your breakfast with some butter and some sugar-free jam or some cinnamon on top. It's really, really good. You can also make like little mini pizzas with these. They're very versatile. You can also meal prep these, make a big batch of them. You can keep them in the refrigerator, or you can even freeze them. They freeze pretty well too. This is what I use to make my chaffles with. It is a little mini waffle iron. It makes a perfect size for like a sandwich or a hamburger bun or something like that. They're very affordable. You can get them at a lot of stores now. I've even found a couple in thrift stores, and I have them out in the garage in case I ever need a backup. You can also get them on Amazon. I'll put a link for the one that I have here down below in case you want to order it off of Amazon. So I have to plug this in and get it heated up, and then I'm going to change the camera angle and show you how I make a chaffle. I have some fresh shredded cheddar here. I had a hard time saying that. I like to buy blocks of cheese and shred my own cheese so that I don't have all those extra like anti-caking agents in there that they put in shredded cheese. I also have some bacon crumbles here. I'm going to put a handful of that in there. I have 2 eggs. I have some garlic powder and some salt. Break 2 eggs in this bowl. All right. And I need a fork. I'm gonna whisk up these eggs. Put about 1 cup of this cheese into this egg mixture. Some salt. You can do salt to taste. Some garlic powder. I usually do about half a teaspoon of garlic powder. You can do more or less. You don't have to put garlic powder in there at all. You can also put Italian seasoning in there if you wanted to. And then just a handful, probably about a 1/4 cup of bacon crumbles. You know what? I'm gonna put this whole thing in here because it's almost empty. All right, so we're gonna mix this up. Make sure that that garlic powder and salt is really good and incorporated. I'm going to just put some of this into this waffle iron. Now you don't want to overfill this because it comes out the sides and it makes a big mess if you do that. So you want to make sure that you're not overfilling. All right, I'll be back. It's been about 3 or 4 minutes, and I wanted to show you what this looks like right now. Okay, it looks like it is nice and done, but when it gets to that point where it looks like it's nice and done, I leave it closed for another minute or so, and that just helps it to get a little bit more crispy. That's the way I like it anyways. If you like yours softer, then you're gonna pull it sooner. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Now, these are best if you let them sit for 2-3 minutes and firm up a little bit. That cheese is still kind of melted, so it takes a few minutes for it to firm up. All right, and I'm gonna make some more. Careful not to overfill. It's a big deal. You put too much in here, it really is a big mess. All right, I'll be back. All right, so I have 4 golden savory chaffles here. They are for sandwich bread. You can make mini pizzas. These are also great for grilled cheese. I forgot to mention that. We have made grilled cheese out of these many times. Put whatever kind of cheese you want in between there, and you just fry it up on both sides in butter, and it comes out really good. So these will go in the refrigerator and we'll eat them at a later time. I just wanted to show you how to make them. They're very easy and very easy to store. So that's it for right now. I'm gonna go out and go for a bike ride. It looks like it's gonna rain in a little bit, so I just wanna go for a ride and look at the leaves and just enjoy the outdoors before it rains. So I'll be back. My bike ride. It is 1:20 and I want a little something. So I'm gonna have some ice cream. So this is my Ninja Creamy, and I know once I show you this, I'm gonna have to show you how I make this. It's so good, check it out. I got this recipe from one of Maria Emmerich's videos. It is Further Food Collagen Pumpkin Spice. I will show you how to make it. I'll make a new batch in just a little bit, but right now I'm gonna sit down and eat this. And look at that. It's just like yummy ice cream, but it's made with collagen powder. It's sugar-free. It tastes delicious. I did throw in 5 walnut halves just to have a little bit of a nutty taste in there with the pumpkin spice, and it's delicious. There's no way I'll be able to eat all of this, but I'm gonna do my best. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to make another one to put in the freezer. So if you're not familiar with Ninja Creamy, it is a machine that makes ice cream, but you have to take your mixture of whatever your ice cream mixture is and make it ahead of time and freeze it. I usually freeze mine at least overnight. And you pull it out of the freezer when you're ready to have it. You put it into the Ninja Creamy, and it has this blade that goes down in there and whips it up and turns it into creamy ice cream. I'm gonna make some of the ice cream that I just had. I'm gonna be using this Further Foods Collagen as my flavor and my protein additive to my ice cream. You could use protein powder too, like the Equip Prime protein if you want. I've done that many times, but this pumpkin spice is so good. It's also good in coffee if you like pumpkin spice coffee and you're getting a boost of collagen for your hair, skin, nails, all that. In Maria's video, she used unsweetened coconut milk. I'm gonna be using unsweetened macadamia nut milk and a raw egg. If you're kind of leery of using a raw egg, you can also use a scoop of Greek yogurt, and that will help to give it some creaminess. And then I have some stevia here that I'm going to put in just to give it a little bit more sweetness. This does have some sweetener in it. All right, you all, I just made an entire video on how to make this ice cream. And I forgot to hit the record button. So I don't have any of these other containers empty. They're all filled in the freezer. So I'm just gonna have to tell you how I did this, and then I'll just have to do it in another video for you because I don't have any other way of making it if I don't have a container. So what I did was, there's a fill line right here, okay? I filled it halfway in between the bottom and the fill line with macadamia nut milk. And then I put in a scoop of the collagen peptides, the pumpkin spice. Maria used 2, I believe, 2 scoops. I think that one is sufficient. By the way, I have a link for further foods down below where you can go and shop with my discount. I just ordered the hazelnut. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm excited to try that. That should be coming soon, and I ordered 2 more of these. That's how good these are, and I have to pay for it as well. I also put an egg in here, a raw egg. I'm fine with an egg. It just gives you a really good boost of protein. All of these things. This is 90 calories in a scoop of this, okay? Packed with collagen that's great for your skin, hair, and nails. And then this right here is 40 calories for 8 ounces. And then your egg. It's very, very low calorie, and it's healthy, and it's a great way to get some collagen. I also put in a little squirt of stevia because I like it extra sweet, and it's really good. You don't have to put this in there, but I did. Took an immersion blender that I put the other part into the sink when I thought I was recording, this thing right here. Put it down in there and blended it up. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a regular blender, or you can use a whisk, but you really gotta whisk it, okay, to get it all blended really well. And then I had a little bit of a gap here between the liquid and the fill line, because you don't want to fill it all the way up. If you're going to use an immersion blender, it's going to go all over the place. So that's why we only do it halfway. Then I took the macadamia nut milk and I filled it the rest of the way to the fill line. This is going to go in the freezer. And next time I want some good, yummy collagen ice cream, it's going to be in the freezer. I can just pull it out and put it in my Ninja Creamy. So if you don't have this collagen and you have protein powder, like the Quit protein, which is my favorite choice for protein powder, you can use a scoop of protein powder instead of this. But I'm telling you, this pumpkin spice is really good. If you are a pumpkin spice lover, this is great. I just ordered 2 more, okay? I am gonna clean this all up, and I just had to make sure I was videoing. All right, it's getting close to dinner time, and I wanted to show you my 3rd bread that I'm gonna be using today. I'm gonna be making pizza. Now, there are many ways to make a low carb, keto, carnivore, whatever you want to call it, pizza. One way is the flatbread that I made this morning for our wraps. If you like that thin crust pizza, you can use that for a pizza. The little chaffles that I made earlier, those make great mini pizzas, especially if you already have them made in the refrigerator and you come home, you don't have anything planned for dinner, you just spread some sauce and some cheese and some toppings on there and put them in your air fryer, and you've got some little mini pizzas. There's also fathead dough, which is really good, but I want something that's lower in fat and calories. The fathead dough is a huge block of cream cheese and mozzarella cheese and egg and almond flour, and you just make a pizza crust. It's really, really good, okay? But it is higher in fat and calories than what I'm gonna be using today. This is something that I've shown you all before. It's one of my favorite ways to have pizza because crust is pretty much 0 carb. And then I don't feel so bad about the cheese and all the toppings that I'm gonna put on top of the pizza. When you make the fathead, you have all the calories and fat from the dough. Then you have more cheese on top of that and more toppings and more calories. So this is just something leaner that I like, and it is chicken crust pizza. So it is made out of ground chicken. I have 1 pound of ground chicken in here, and I have some Parmesan cheese in here that I blend myself in a blender. I buy blocks of Parmesan cheese, cut it up into chunks, throw it in my blender and blend it till it's like this. I don't have those extra anti-caking agents and all that that are in the canisters of Parmesan cheese that you can buy. And I also love this seasoning right here. It is called Get a Pizza This, and it is by McCormick, I believe. Yes, it's McCormick. And this is delicious. It's kind of spicy because it has a little bit of crushed pepper in it, but I'm not a super spicy person and I love it. I think it gives a really good flavor to my crust. I also sprinkle it on top of my pizza after I put all my toppings on it, and it's delicious. So that's the 3 ingredients that I'm gonna use to make my crust, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. So I'm gonna take about a 1/2 cup of this Parmesan cheese This is a 1 cup, but we can make it work. And I'm just gonna put about a half a cup of this in here. All right. And then I used to put egg in this, but honestly, I tried it one day without egg and it was exactly the same. I didn't notice anything different in the texture. So I decided to save my eggs for other things and not put it in my crust. I'm gonna put a good palmful, this is probably about a tablespoon of this Get a Pizza This seasoning in here. And then I have a pizza pan right here. I have some parchment paper. You wanna use parchment paper because this can be very sticky. I have my oven preheating right now to 400 degrees and I'm gonna bake this crust first. I usually bake it for about 15 minutes in the oven and then I take it out and I flip it over. I like pick up the parchment paper, flip it over onto the pan, then I discard the parchment paper because I no longer need it because the crust is already baked. And then I flip it over, put the toppings on it and put it back in the oven and finish baking it. So I just go like this. All right, and then I press it out. Now this is going to shrink in the oven because it is meat and meat will shrink when you bake it. So you wanna press it out as big as you can get it. I don't need to have a super thick crust. Some people like to have a thick crust, but I just kind of press mine out to fill this pizza pan. And then you'll see when I pull it out, it's going to shrink quite a bit. So you want to overcompensate. One thing about this pizza is it is very filling because it is so packed with protein. And really, me and Ed can eat 2 or 3 slices of this and we are done. It's so filling. And so we really like it. All right, this is all ready to go in the oven. I'm going to wash my hands, put this in the oven. My oven is preheated. I don't know if you heard that little beep. And then I'm going to get my toppings ready. Sometimes I use the little bacon crumbles like I showed you earlier that go in the chaffles that I made, but I used all my bacon crumbles in that. So I'm going to dice this up. 4 slices. We're gonna do 4 slices today. Oh, sorry, I got my water running over here, filling my dish pan. I'm gonna dice this up into some really small pieces. And I'm also gonna dice up some onion. I'm going to pan fry them on the stovetop, the onion and the bacon together, so that they are partially cooked. They can finish cooking in the oven, but I wanna give them a head start, all right? There's a weird thing right here. That's my camera stand. The way the sun's shining in, that's what that is, all right? It's a shadow. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna move over here a little bit so I can hopefully get out of this shadow. All right, so I'm gonna be using, for my mozzarella today, for my pizza, I'm gonna be using the Ciano fresh mozzarella cheese. This company has really great quality mozzarella cheese. So I'm gonna slice this up into some thin slices and it's gonna just lay on top of the pizza. And then I have some prosciutto here that I got from Aldi. It's the Appleton Farms. I'm gonna slice this up into small slices. I also have some Rayo's pizza sauce. It's lower carb sauce. And then I have my Get a Pizza This that I'm gonna put on top. And I might as well sprinkle a little bit of more Parmesan on top of that. I'll be back when it's all ready to throw together. All right, here is my pre-baked pizza crust. You can see how much this shrunk up. You'll really see it once I flip it over and flip it into the pan. This really did fill up the entire pan, so I'm gonna flip this. Use this to hold against it. All right. slice this into a bunch of thin pieces, and I'm just gonna layer it all on here like a cheesy pizza. Bacon and onions. I'm just gonna spread that across the top. You can just spread it out once you get it on there too. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not at our house. Just kind of do like that. Then I have some tomato. I decided to slice up some tomato and put on here. It's just like a beefsteak tomato I had here that was getting kind of soft, so I thought I better use it. And then I have some prosciutto. Spread that out. Some Parmesan cheese that I'm gonna sprinkle on top of this. Now see what I'm talking about? If I would have a fathead pizza dough with all that cream cheese and mozzarella and almond flour, and then put all this stuff on top of it, it would be a lot. It would be very calorie and fat dense. So the crust just helps keep it less calorie and less fat. And it's really good, honestly, it's really good. Now we're gonna sprinkle some of this, get a pizza this. Gotta do the sprinkle side. Sprinkle that around. All right, and then I have some olive oil in here. I'm just gonna drizzle that across the top. And this is gonna go back in the oven. Still preheated at 400 degrees. It's still at 400 degrees. So I'm gonna put this in for another 15 minutes or so until it's nice and golden brown and bubbly, and I'll be back. All right, I just pulled this out of the oven and I switched it over to my cutting board. It looks so good. I'm gonna let this cool off for a few minutes and then I'm gonna try it out. Can't wait. Okay, so, this thing is crooked. All right, so, pizza. Looks so good. I cannot wait to eat this. I have 3 pieces. I'm excited to eat this. This is pizza that you can actually pick up. It's very sturdy and you can eat it just like regular pizza. It's really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video with these recipes. I had 3 bread recipes and then I threw in a bonus ice cream recipe. So 4 recipes today. Thank you all for your kind words, your thoughts, and your prayers for us losing our dear Manna. You can really feel the prayers and support. So we'll see you really soon. God bless.